So again, how do we ensure that you are making ongoing progress? Again, use myself as an example. I remember when I competed in fitness back in 2014 and 15, years ago now. A lot of the people, there was a very big boom in the fitness industry back then of people wanted to get on stage. Lots of females were doing it, lots of guys were doing it. And they were training really, really hard and doing really, really well leading up to the competition, right? They had a goal in mind. In the next 12 weeks are gonna get to that goal, are gonna be ready for stage, right? They trained really hard. They did it every single day. They know where they were going. They were excited for it, right? Even if it was hard. And that's the same thing for you right now. You've been pushing really, really hard to get to the goal here now, right? What most people actually did back then was they were training really, really hard. Boom, the day came when they jumped on stage. The next day they had a day off because they were, eating and spending time with family. They've been on a strict diet for a long time. They rewarded themselves, they relaxed, myself included. And majority of the people, right? If not even right after, very, very soon afterwards, they fell down track, right? They fell off track. They didn't have the same interest anymore, right? Because now the goal was accomplished. Now they're worked so hard to something, and now they're like, what's next? And that's where people fell off track. That's where people lost their motivation, right? Same for me, I had 1 year when I did that. It was winter time back home in Denmark. It was dark, it was cold. My hormones was probably a little bit out because I've been pushing myself so hard up to the competition. I had like zero motivation afterwards, right? But what I did back then was basically just the simplicity in what we talked about in this program is going back to my routines and just getting one day at a time, right? But what I want to sort of like explain to you in this video here is to kind of like looking at obviously what you accomplished is amazing, it's phenomenal. You've done 12 weeks and you've been on game, right? You've been doing your things and you achieve results, because if you followed the things, there's no doubt that you wouldn't get to your goal or close area around your goal. So what I want to sort of like lay out for you here right now is what is next. How do I make sure that I'm not falling off track, right? And you can see if you use the same example before with the fitness competition and the most people there is that they're very motivated because they're driving towards something, right? They were pulled out into the future. We talked about that before. Your job right now is to figure out things that's gonna pull you into the future, right? What's the new goal? What's the new goal that you want to set yourself up for? Because again, of course, you're going to celebrate, you're going to reward as we've done, right? You're going to, cheer for the success that you had. You've been strict, you've been disciplined, you've been doing your work. Of course, there's time for you to have I did this. But very, very quickly, for you not to fall off track, for you not to be one of those, I did it for my upcoming holiday, and now I'm back again to square one. For you not to get into that, you need to look at what's next. What's out in the future right now that's gonna pull me in there? So I'm motivated, I got something to steer towards, right? Again, as we talked about in the goal setting section in week 1, if we don't have a direction, we will just drift around and we will probably just run out of fuel and we will dump down. And that's what happens. If you just stop right now, right? It's hard for you to, because you only done it for 12 weeks really, right? You only really built sort of like the system and the muscle and the momentum to it right now. Now it's time for you to continue and to work towards something new, to set up a new goal, right? And this is where I kind of like would like to introduce you to the next step inside this program here. Because the next step inside this program here is really there to take you to the next level. As we talked about, right? The mindset has changed. You work towards and you achieve different goals right now with your body. Your body is changed right now. So what's next? And that's what we need to discover in this next phase of this program here together. By having a chat right now and seeing where you're at. What's the next goal? What's the next plan we need to lay out? And what are the new mindset you're in right now where you actually can start taking in more information and taking more tasks upon? Because again, I made sure that this program here was simple for you, because I know it's hard for you in the beginning to stick to something if it's too difficult. right? If it's too complicated. I could blow 100 more videos into you right now, but you wouldn't watch it because it would be too complicated. So that's what I want you right now. I want to invite you into this next phase of this program here. And the next step for now, right now, is to have a chat together and to see where you're at and to see what goals and what strategies and what things we need to now add into the back end to now have a new phase and a new process to pull you out into the future. Let's go, legend.